Hello, friends. It's Katie back with another episode of my vlog. And today it is just past the third anniversary of Sean having his stroke. Um, but we like to kind of mark the occasion by looking back on how he's doing progress-wise. And I know that I just did kind of a stroke dimension update video just a couple months ago, but what I realized I neglected to do on that one was a sketchbook flip through. And I've had several requests for another sketchbook flip through. It turns out it's been several months since I did one of those. So hang on to your butts. We'll get to that in just a second. But really quick, before I actually get to the sketchbook flip through itself, I just want to mark this third anniversary of the stroke. We no longer are referring to ourselves as living in the stroke dimension. This is kind of an interesting development. I think I talked about it a little bit last time. At first, in the immediate kind of very traumatized post-stroke period, we were dealing with this idea of 100% recovery and moving towards that 100% recovery. And kind of the mentality around it was, okay, now we're in the stroke dimension, but as Sean's getting better and better and we can shoot towards that 100% recovery, we're going to exit the stroke dimension and, return to real life, if you will. And then over the last 3 years, it's become a learning experience for us. And we've definitely come to a place where we've realized that Sean's never going to recover to the point where he is as able as he was before he had the stroke. He's okay with that. I'm okay with that. It is what it is, right? And I think that coming to the realization that a 100% recovery isn't possible and going back to the way things were before isn't possible. And guess what, guys? Even if you don't have a stroke, going back to the way things was before is never possible, right? It's just more obvious and dramatic in our case. But we're okay with it. We've settled in to the idea. Sean has, come to grips with the fact that he's going to be disabled for the rest of his life, and I've come to grips with the fact that he's going to be disabled for the rest of his life, and I'm going to be his caregiver, and that's okay. Again, I would never choose this. Totally bad luck to have the stroke in the first place. But we're both feeling very at peace with the situation, if you will. Obviously, day to day definitely still has its frustrations, but as we've spent so much time in this place, we've gotten so used to it, and we've really gotten used to it as just the way our life is, instead of kind of, again, this idea of an alternate dimension that we could somehow return from, if you will. And I feel like that's really healthy, right? We were definitely stuck in a place that was a lot more depressing before. And now that enough time has gone by and we've, gotten used to it and gotten comfortable here where we are, we don't spend so much of our time thinking backwards or wishing backwards or, going into, oh, if only it could be this other way. So it's, again, there's a lot of challenges out there. Every day presents a new challenge, but we try to meet them with patience and grace and, just give ourselves space for whatever is going to happen and whatever we need to have our process be within that. That said, Sean has definitely had a change in his approach and how he's thinking about his future work as an artist. He definitely used to see himself in more of an illustrator role and kind of working for Goblin Co. He used to talk about how he wasn't really working for himself before he had the stroke, and most of the drawing he was doing was for the various products that we sell. And he didn't really draw just for fun that much. And so now that he can't really be the illustrator anymore, he's having to open up new ideas about how to express himself as an artist and how to translate the ideas from in his head onto the page. So I'm about to get into the sketchbook flip through, I promise. But it's cool because what he's kind of letting go of is the idea that it has to be his hand that draws the line. And he's moving into a kind of new territory where he's thinking about working with other people possibly, or other sort of assistive devices to go from a translation, if you will, of what he is capable of doing in the sketchbook, which you'll see in a minute, and how to make that into a usable finished piece of art that he feels good about. We're still baby stepping here. He's still kind of just getting his toes and maybe neurons into the idea of how to go forwards and what that methodology is going to look like. And I don't really want to speak for him around that. And again, this is very early days, but we're both feeling excited and positive. And yes, he's limited, but we're feeling like as creative people, we can see ways around those limitations to get to the expressive stuff that he wants to be doing. So that's enough of me blah-blahing. I'm sure I'll blah-blah in a second while we're going through the sketchbooks, but let's get to that. All right, you guys, I'm pretty sure that this is where we left off last time. Sorry if this is a repeat from the last video, but whatever. Back in April, oh my God, it's been a while. Sean is drawing these awesome goblin monsters. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna try to go a little faster. What? Is that a crab in a pot? Ugh. Okay. This is Sean's portrait of a funny little stuffed cactus that we bought him at the grocery store. It lives on his desk. I love it. It's the cutest thing ever. Spooked. Okay. Oh no, dude. 420 though. Look, he's smoking. Don't die of smoking the marijuanas, you guys. Oh, I love this stuff so much. Oh my gosh. All right. Lots of monsters. As we all know, Sean loves to draw them monsters. And what I was talking about in the intro, I don't know if I made it clear, but he's moving away from this idea that he has to be the illustrator, or that being the illustrator is the only way to be an artist. Because of course, as an artist, he can come up with all kinds of ideas and concepts and characters and places and things, and the role of the artist is so expansive. This is amazing. The head of Yarg. Love it. And illustrator it can be expansive if you can go that way, but for Sean right now, obviously it's a little bit limited. And so thinking of himself not in the role of the illustrator, but in the role of the artist, in the role of the idea man who's here to blow your mind with his concepts, I think is a better place for him to be focusing right now. All right, this is the end of his old sketchbook. We're going to flip to the next one. I'm going to try to go a little faster. I know I always say that, but then I don't go that fast. But that's because I want to show you guys all these amazing drawings that Sean has been doing, which are totally amazing, as you can see. And I apologize, I haven't really talked that much about not artwork physical recovery in this particular stroke recovery update, because I did really want to focus more on the art. Oh, this is some new concept stuff for Dungeon Degenerates, so if you're a fan of that game, Sean's been working on the land that's off the eastern edge of the map. So there's this sort of floating island thing going on out there. And like I said, I did want to focus more on, obviously, this artwork for this update, but I will say that we have been still getting out there, going out for family meals, going out for meals just the two of us, trying to go out to the movies. We kind of crashed into that when movie theaters reopened. Oh my God, love it. And we went to a bunch of movies and haven't quite been back. Oh, cool. So I don't know if you guys can see, but that's the same character. This one is rendered in like a thin line pen. And then he switched to crayons here. I hope you guys can see that in the video. The crayon drawings are pretty light, but hopefully you can see that. That's a great, wow. Love it. So yeah, we've been getting out there. We've been trying to challenge him to do different walking terrains. Oh my God, speaking of terrain, look at that. That's great. And just getting ourselves into different situations. I'm trying to lift the page up each time so you can see it without the page behind showing through. Oh, I love this guy. Fantastic. But yeah, just trying to shake it up, trying to do different things, trying to get out of the house more and just challenge Sean to do more things because, as the name of the game goes with stroke recovery, The more things you try, the more things you relearn how to do. I love this one. I'm lingering too long. Ooh, a couple of skipped pages, but hey, that guy's kind of scary. Kind of cute, kind of scary. That guy's cool. I hope you guys can see that. It's a little bit light with the blue crayon, but it's like this psycho dude, and he's sort of reaching towards the camera either to get you, or maybe he's like saying no to the paparazzi. I hope Sean likes my interpretations here, because sometimes I get it totally wrong. Oh, that's scary. Look at that thing. Love it. So yeah, he's continuing to draw every single day, even though it, is not exactly how he wants it to be, and it's a little bit frustrating. And I think, as usual, ooh, that's a weird one. I love it though. It's like a crayon and a pretzel and a crab, and like maybe they're dreaming about 9/11. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to ask him about this one, but that's a great drawing. I love it. This is a concept. Sean wants to open a bar called Hell, the Hell Bar. That looks like a doorway into the Hell Bar. I think it's pretty cool. If anyone wants to open an awesome concept bar and wants to hire us to do the design work, we are so ready to make the Hell Bar a thing. Oh, this is another concept he's had. Dungeon Degenerates fans, Sean wants to make, those hand chairs from like the 60s and 70s? He wants to make cast plastic Hand of Doom chairs. Who's into that idea? Let me know in the comments if you are, because I'm seriously going to do a Kickstarter for that. That looks like a arcade game cabinet. I'm not sure if you guys can see that on the video. I'm trying to check on the phone screen here. The crayon is so light, but it's so cool, this stuff that he's achieving. I just love how much of the emotion and energy from Sean, the artist, I can see coming through in these sketches. Again, they're really raw. They're totally not finished work, but there's just so much Sean there, and it's so cool to see how this stuff is changing over time and what ideas he's playing with. I really love it. Ooh, that guy's scary. But more of these floating islands, so this is going to be more from that part of the map in the game. A sunflower. Oh, my brother sent this weird notebook made out of stone paper. So there's Sean's drawing on the stone paper. And then more, it's like a Hand of Doom goblet. I love it. Oh, there's that same kind of character again. And another Hand of Doom. We do, get into these motifs around here. Yeah, I love it though. I love seeing the stuff that he's working on. I love seeing where his imagination is going to with this stuff. Oh, 'tis the season. I mean, he's back in August doing this, but man, Sean loves a pumpkin patch. Oh, there's a cuckoo clock. I don't know if you guys can see the cuckoo coming out of that. We have 2 cuckoo clocks in our house. They're both Sean's that we got him for presents, and they hang up near each other, and they're not quite in sync with each other. So every once in a while we get competing cuckoos yelling at each other, which is pretty great. Oh, another great pumpkin head. Hope you guys are ready for Monster Drawing Club. Also, we're doing it again this October in conjunction with the upcoming Kickstarter for Sean's Halloween book, which I'm super excited about. Oh, get spooked. Speaking of Halloween, look at that. Look at the energy in that. There's so few lines there, but man, I can't draw that well. Oh man, there's another light one. I hope you guys can see that. These are so cool though. I love this stuff so much. I mean, you guys know I'm Sean's #1 fan, so. Oh, I love it. This stuff is too cool. Oh, witch tits. I just have to point them out because they're pretty great. Ooh, another blank page. Let's see what else we got here. Another pumpkin. Oh, another concept. Fantasy chess. You guys want to get on that Kickstarter? Sean wants to design his own fantasy chess set with cast metal, basically metal minis as the pieces. You guys would be down, right? I feel like this is a great concept for something. Oh, I love it. Skeletons wearing clothing. Always, always cool. Is that the end? That might be the end. I think we just caught ourselves up to, yeah, 9:19. Yeah. So there you go. That's the current state of Sean's sketchbook. That's the current state of stroke recovery. I realized in my intro I said we were in the stroke dimension doing a stroke dimension update, and then I said we weren't talking about the stroke dimension anymore. So My bad, but you know what? I tend to contradict myself sometimes because I'm a human and that's what happens. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this latest tour through Sean's amazing sketchbook. I will be back in a few more days with another episode of my vlog. Please leave comments or anything else down below, and I'll see you in a couple days. Thanks for watching.